over here at Nahant Beach, and today I'm going to try flying my new Mavic with my iPad mini using the MavMount, which I just bought. So here's a look at the MavMount. It is basically a base plate that fits right into your controller, and then it's got a swivel wheel with a clamp for your iPad mini. And as you can see, you can adjust this screw here, and that's what allows this to adjust to the angle that you want. And then once you've got it where you want it, you just go ahead and twist it again, and it locks it into place. This is a very, very, very strong clamp. So once you've got your iPad in there, you really shouldn't have to worry about it falling out at all. Overall, really nice construction. This is the MavMount, and I'm gonna set up my iPad mini with my DJI Mavic right now and give it a try. Here's the MavMount, here's my iPad mini. I'm just going to place the iPad mini into the base like that. Pretty easy to do. I take my controller, open it up like so. And now we're gonna put the MavMount into it. Once you've got it in place, it's really tight in there. It actually fits a lot better than my iPhone does, and you know, it's really not going to go anywhere. So everything's very sturdy, really good weight to the whole setup. I like it. And there you go. It does seem to swivel a little bit, but overall I think it's going to be just fine. So the last step is I've got to plug my USB into my iPad mini. So the USB goes into the controller and plugs into my iPad. And now it should be ready to go. Power on my controller, turn on my iPad, and open up my DJI Go app. Everything looks pretty good, so I'm gonna get my Mavic up and launch into the air, and we'll see how it performs with the MavMount and the iPad. Couple quick thoughts here, just to wrap things up. You did see in the earlier video that I tried to put my iPad mini into the MavMount first and then put that into the controller. I actually don't recommend doing that. After experimenting a little bit, best way to do it is take the MavMount, put it first into your controller, get everything lined up and in place like that, then adjust the angle that you want a little bit, and then finally go ahead and put the iPad into the MavMount. It works out a lot better. All right, next, you did notice in my earlier video that I was having issues with the iPad kind of swiveling like this horizontally. After playing around with it a little bit, you can basically twist this. It's screwed in, and you can basically just do a combination of turning the blue and the black piece, and you can get it very, very tight. That way there's not going to be any swiveling. That was really the only issue I was having earlier on, but after figuring out that, it's going to be really nice and no horizontal swiveling issue. Next, some people might have a concern with the fact that the iPad is basically taking over your view of the controller. For me personally, that's not really an issue. I pretty much just use my iPad as the primary screen. There's real no issue for me not being able to see the controller every few seconds. And if I do need to, I can simply just kind of tilt things down, get a view of the controller, and you're all set. The one thing I would add is, you may have seen earlier, my antennas were kind of all the way down like this, and I think part of that may just have been the fact that I was focused more on my iPad screen than actually looking at what's behind. So as a quick tip, just make sure before you start your flight that you've got your antennas in the right spot. That to me is pretty much the only issue that I think I might have with the iPad in front of me. But as long as you make sure that your antennas are in the right spot, then you really should be fine. So that's about it. I would say if you are looking to hook up an iPad mini to your DJI Mavic controller, this is a great solution to go with. I did consider some of the other options that were on the market, and to me a bunch of them looked kind of flimsy, 3D printed, not really highest quality materials, and that's why I ended up going with this. And it really does feel like a nice, sturdy, industrial piece of equipment. It's got some weight to it, but it's a very minor amount of added weight at the end of the day, and the whole thing works really nicely. If you do want to pick one up, you can go to, I believe it's MavMount.com, and they're selling them for about $55. And yeah, go check it out.